Hello po at isang magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ngayon po ay June 16, 2022, Thursday. Ito po ang The Stock Market Today. Kung first time niyo po sa ating channel, ako po si Benji Chidoro, isang retired bank officer na nagsimula mag-invest sa Philippine stock market noong 2007. And I do this report every day na sinimulan ko po noong August of 2020. Nire-report ko rin po ang latest news tungkol sa inyong paborito at pinaka-aktibong stocks. Kung gusto niyo po ng content na ito, inimbitahan ko po kayo mag-subscribe sa aking channel. Kung meron po kayong stocks na gustong ipa-review, paki-comment lang po sa comment box at aking pa-prioritize. Hindi po ako financial advisor. Ang mga sinasabi ko po dito ay hindi po financial advice. Again, get well soon, Mari. She's my cousin, and I did some videos in her nice unit, and she was very gracious enough to lend her place and her internet, but she's sick right now and needs prayers. Pray naman po natin. At gayon din naman yung father niya, si Tito Sam. Mari is my second cousin, and my dad and Tito Sam are first cousins. So yung mga lolo po namin ay magkakapatid. Yun po. Lolo't lola. Kasi lola niya at saka lolo ko are brothers and sisters, mga siblings po. Okay. And pag-pray niyo po siya, we're praying for your recovery, Mari. Okay, salamat po. Ang ating news ay tungkol sa LSI at ang Fed rates, kasama ang ating financial headlines at ang resulta ng trading sa ating PSE ngayong araw, June 16, 2022, dito lamang sa The Stock Market Today. Don't go away. Okay, so let's go with our financial headlines. This is from BDO Securities. And in our macro news, incoming BSP governor signals gradual tightening. I think this will be another 25 basis points hike. No? Cash remittances reach $10.2 billion in 4 months. IBPAP, BPOs need tax perks. Sabi po ng IT and Business Process Association of the Philippines. Vehicle sales jumped 19.5% year-on-year in May. Dentel and Lionsgate Play forge exclusive partnership. VREIT flat on stock market debut. But our main news is here. Nandito po, no? PSE may allow more shares for local small investors. PSE has been authorized to increase the maximum subscription amount for each local small investor to more than 100,000 pesos on a case-to-case basis to correspond with the size of the share offering. In a circular, the exchange announced that the SEC had approved the amendments to the rules for local small investors or those who are willing to subscribe to a minimum board lot and whose subscription does not exceed 100,000. The authority given to the PSE to increase the maximum subscription amount is aimed at facilitating and achieving maximum participation and subscription to the LSI allocation. The PSE said the allocation to LSIs will be at least 10% of the entire public offering, which will be offered only after the effectivity of the registration statement and during the formal offering period. In the event of an over or under subscription in a 10% offer, a clawback or a claw forward mechanism shall be implemented, the PSE said, referring to a provision relating to the reallocation of the offer shares. So, ang ibig po sabihin nito, 10% of the offer will be given as LSI. Pero kung magkaroon po ng oversubscription, meaning napakalakas po ng demand, i-reallocate po yan, babawasan po yung mga nag-subscribe sa LSI proportionally, no? And kung merong undersubscription, ipa-maximize nyo yung sa LSI. In a separate circular, the exchange also released amendments to the listing rules for real estate investment trust or REITs relating to lockup exemptions for REIT sponsors as well as regarding the shareholder equity requirement to enable a secondary offering of REIT shares during the IPO, even in shares where the actual issuance of REIT shares to the sponsors or promoters in the exchange for their continued properties at a price lower than the IPO price may take place within the 180-day period before the IPO due to pending regulatory approvals. Such shares issued to sponsors or promoters shall be exempted from the application of the lock-up rule, the PSE said. An amendment was also introduced that shares that a newly formed REIT is not prohibited from undertaking secondary offering shares during an IPO, among others. In another circular, the PSE also announced amendments to the lock-up rule section for the main board and the Small and Medium Enterprises Board. Okay, so yan po ang ating report, and may I just add here, no? US Fed announces biggest interest rate hike since 1994, and this is a 75 basis percentage or a 75 basis point hike, no? The most aggressive interest rate increase in nearly 30 years. So all-time high po yung interest rate sa US, ano? Hindi naman all-time high, but one of the highest since 1990s. And nasa 8.6% yung interest rates or yung inflation ngayon sa US, and that's why the Fed is frantic, ano? They raised interest rates at an aggressive 75 basis points or 0.75%. Okay? Kasi 1 basis point is 0.01%. 100 basis points is 0.1% or 1/10 of 1%. Okay, so let's now go to the Philippine. Oh, before we proceed, I have some comments here, no? Okay, ang sabi ni Flor Mira, Sir, good day po. Pwede po GMA, salamat po. Okay po, sama po natin si GMA. And then Frank Nifares, thanks Sir Bench. Theometer Camtech, sana na-reach na ni AC ang bottom below to bounce back. I'm looking for signals in MER, AC, and JFC. Okay, so tignan po natin some of these, ano? So, include po natin si AC, MER, at JFC. And then, silipin po natin si VREIT and BPI. Okay, sabi ni Tex Winter, Sir Benjamin, in your opinion, how many PHIL stocks should one own? Right now, I own 21, but sometimes I feel it's too much. Please help. I need your personal take on this. Thanks in advance. Okay, napakagandang tanong ni Tex Winter. Well, siguro just to answer your question, no, top of mind, no, si Tex Winter. And top of mind, actually may similar question yan before, no? If you saw my link below, the risk in investing in stocks. And then I also have a question nung April 30, si Mari, itong magandang pinsan kong ito. Meron din siyang tanong na sinagot ko, and it's a similar question, no? Pero ito maganda ring tanong to. How many PHIL stocks should I own? I own 21 right now. Okay, top of mind lang kasi Tex, no? Tex Winter. It's not the number of stocks that you have, but the risk that you are willing to take in the stock market. Diba? Kasi when you invest in a stock market, you consider it as, think of it as something na ininvest ko yan dahil extra money ko yan. Ganun po dapat ang thinking natin dyan. It's not the number. Although, of course, importante yung diversification. No? So you have to have a lot of stocks in, don't put your eggs in one basket, but diversify. No? So how much money are you willing to part with? Of course, yung diversification, sabi ko kanina, is very important. Now, second consideration is what is your objective in purchasing the stock? Is it for long-term investment? Is it for trading? Kasi when you purchase stocks, kailangan meron kang objective eh. Bakit ko binili yung stocks na ito? Para ba i-trade ko lang to? O para hawakan ko ng matagal? Remember, I would suggest for a lot of beginners and kahit na matagal na sa stock market, you'll have to classify your stocks according to the objective. So, ito bang stocks na ito, hahawakan ko ng pangmatagalan o yung hahawakan ko lang to just to trade the stock market? Meaning, short term ka lang. Pwedeng isang araw hanggang 2 weeks, hanggang 3 months, tapos i-dispose ko na yan. Kasi nakikita ko a very short span of time, tataas yung stock, doon ko ibebenta pagka na-reach yung target price ko. Or hahawakan ko yan ng matagalan. Yan ba ay isang index stock na gusto kong hawakan ng pangmatagalan? Yan ba ay REIT na kumikita ng dividendo? Yan ba yung magandang magbigay ng cash dividend tulad ng Meralco, TEL at ni Metro Pacific? Yan ba yung merong upside like Metro Pacific and VLL? By the way, na-overtake na ni VLL yung Metro Pacific as the most undervalued stock in the PSE. Kasi more than 100% yung upside ni VLL. Anyway, nakita ko lang nung isang araw. So, those are the questions that you will need to consider. And the amount of money that you are willing to invest. So, yung question mo is, how many stocks should one own? It's not the number of stocks, but the risk that you're willing to take. Kasi pagka nilagay mo yan sa stock market, high risk po ang stock market. Bakit hindi mo nilagay sa bonds? Bakit mo hindi nilagay sa treasury bills? Bakit hindi ka bumili ng FXTN? O bakit hindi ka nalang bumili ng lote? O ng unit sa isang condominium ng Ayala? Halimbawa, example lang po. Bakit ka sa stock market naglagay? Diba? So you have to know your objective. Okay? Yan lamang po. Just to answer your question, and these are just top of mind. No? And salamat po sa tanong mo, Tex Winter, napakaganda po ng inyong tanong. Kasi po, sa akin, for my part, I maintain 2 portfolios. No? One is for trading, which I just hold. Pagka na-reach ko na yung target price, binibenta ko na. Or na-reach yung stop loss niya, binibenta ko na rin yun. Yun po yung trading. At hindi po forever yung trading. Di ba? Merong hangganan po yan. Pero yung long-term investment, say halimbawa, bumili ako ng BDO. BDO, nabili ko yan 2-3 years ago. If I remember correctly. Then meron din akong binili na noong 2016 or 2017 All HC. Tapos may binili akong TEL many years back, I think 5 years ago, yung bili ko niyan. And then all of these are long term. Why did I buy TEL? Why did I buy Meralco? Why did I buy BDO? So 2 things. One is capital appreciation, for instance BDO and All HC. And another one is because of the dividends. Malaki magbigay si Meralco. Ang mga REITs, maganda magbigay, and quarterly po yan. Bakit ko binili si BDO? It's for capital appreciation. So, ganun po, no? Ang view po natin is that binili ko ba yan long term? Aantayin ko siya para lumaki, no? Habang hindi ko pa kailangan ng pera. Of course, kino-consider ko na yun as extra money pagka naglagay ako sa stock market. Okay po? Sana po nasagutan ko po ang inyong katanungan at hindi po masyadong mahaba. Wag po kayong magagalit sa akin, and this is just my 2 cents worth. Okay po, maraming po salamat Tex Winter sa inyong katanungan. At isa pa pala, no? Sorry about that. I think I recall na si Mari also had a similar question. Ito yung how much stocks should I own in order to live comfortably. I think ilalagay ko po yan sa link dahil sinagot ko po yan, not knowing that it was Mari, my cousin. At the time, hindi ko po alam. So sinagot ko po yan as another subscriber. Anyway, maraming po salamat Tex Winter and sa inyong katanungan, and keep them coming. So one time I will feature it as a video in one of my i-feature ko yan as a video. Okay? Maraming po salamat. Okay, so let's now go to the Philippine Stock Exchange and the Philippine Stock Exchange Index on what transpired today. So, dito po, no? Yan. Okay, green candlestick po siya, pero downward pa rin ang kanyang movement, no? So, it ended at 6393.01 yung index, up 73.59%. Pumawi siya from yesterday's drop, ano? Or 1.16% up. But it's still bearish and it's holding at this level, ano? So, ang pinaka support po niya ay nasa 6,300. So, kung gagawa po tayo ng, yan po, no? Nasa 6,400 rather, ang kanyang pinaka support. And it seems to be holding there. And yesterday, the RSI dropped to 31. Ngayon, nasa 36, pero bearish pa rin po siya. Yung ating market activity naman, 107 companies declined, 103 advanced, almost even, no? And unchanged is 48 companies. The all-share index also advanced 0.75%. And then, yung ating market activity naman, all the sectoral indices are down except for, no, all the sectoral indices are up except for services, which went down at 2.05%. The gainers was led by properties at 2.37%. Okay, so let's now take a look at your requested stocks. All of these are requested. So that's GMA, Ayala Corporation, MERFJFC, and then I chose two, no? Yung VREIT and BPI. So most of these are your requests. So umpisa na po natin sa GMA7. Actually, GMA7 is one of the stocks that gives a lot of dividends. Ha? Pero once a year lang po siya kung magbigay. Pero napakalaki magbigay po nito. Okay, so, naku, mukhang nagre-recover si GMA7 and I see the support, the nearest support here at 10.95, 11 po ang pinaka-support. At mapapansin po ninyo yung 20-day EMA ay nasa ilalim na po ng candlestick, meaning that there has to be, or there seem to be a turnaround from an oversold level from April 25 up to May 16, oversold po siya, no? Or May 17, oversold po si GMA7 and now it's moving up. Nasa 12.28 na po siya. Yan po si GMA7 and it's now approaching the 20-day or 50-day exponential moving average. So yung pinaka next resistance nandito po. Nandito po sa, well, I can place this at this level. And take note po, meron po ditong gap down na mukhang na-fill up na. Yan po, no? The gap is being filled. So, kung tumaas pa po yan, filled na po yung gap. Okay? So yan po si GMA and it's moving upwards. RSI is bullish at 55. Then tingnan naman natin si Ayala Corporation. Ayala Corporation is one of the better, or shall we say good, stocks that we have, no? In the PSE and in the index. Wow, pababa si Ayala. Alam nyo, magandang bumili, ha? Magandang bumili kay Ayala, although this is a red candlestick. But it's green here kasi ang comparison po dito sa kanan is the previous day's closing price. Okay? So bearish pa rin po siya and RSI is moving downwards. Pero kung titingnan po natin ang fundamentals ni Ayala Corporation, tingnan natin based on BDO study, magandang upside yan, ha? Nasa 1,050. So it's 66.7% ang kanyang upside. At nasa 638 na po siya. Maganda pong bumili. Pero buy at your own risk, ha? Study first the stock, pero maganda naman po si Ayala Corporation. So, kung gagawa po tayo ng parallel channel dito, follows the 20-day, no? Very short lang po ang gawin natin. So, ang parallel channel po niya shows nasa 600 more or less ang pinaka-support ni Ayala Corporation, no? Based dito sa parallel channel. Taas natin. Or nasa 600 more or less yung support level, and the resistance is at 680 if we will follow the parallel channel. So pababa po and bearish po siya, pero bumili po kayo once there is a green candlestick, no? And red po ito, pero very cheap na po ito kung long-term investor po kayo. No harm in buying Ayala right now, no? Kasi eventually tataas po yan. Okay, next we have MER. MER is another good company, part of the Metro Pacific Group. So it's just, okay, bullish pa rin po siya, no? In fact, the RSI is above midpoint, it's 54, and at one point, nag-overbought po siya nung pataas dito noong February 2022. Pero here, ay mukhang nagko-consolidate po siya. So nakita niyo po ito. Kasi ito po ay, okay, may slight volume po dito, and this is a breakout here, and another breakout here. So mapapansin niyo po, in every breakout, nagko-consolidate po siya. So makikita niyo po, consolidation po ito eh. And another consolidation here. Okay? So, right now, it's still bullish. Now, the consolidation precedes a breakout. So, ito, breakout po ito. Breakout din po ito, no? Kasi merong above average volume. Nakikita niyo po yung shadow na yan. Yan po yung average. Pagka lumagpas po yung histogram dun sa average, above average volume po siya. Yun po ang ibig sabihin niya. Okay, so yan po si MER, and yung pinaka-resistance niya ay nandito po sa area nito, no? Nasa 375, and the support is at this level here, forming at 335. So yan po si MER. Then next we have JFC. I think we did JFC yesterday, no? Naku, pababa si JFC, although it's the green candlestick here looks promising, pero pababa pa rin po siya. RSI is bearish at 38. So again, if we will be drawing a parallel channel here, yan po, no? Yan po yung kwento ni JFC. So resistance is at 206 and support is 194. So that's how the movement of JFC is, but fundamentally, si JFC ngayon ay nasa 200, but fundamentally, let's take a look, nasa 250 po ang fundamental price niya, or a 25% upside. Yan po si JFC. Okay, next, then VREIT. Naku, red candlestick po si REIT, ano? Si VREIT. And it ended lower, 3 centavos lower from yesterday's price, ano? Or 1.71%. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart. Okay, just moving sideways, meron pong breakout dito noong 2 in the afternoon yesterday, bago nag-close. I presume this is before the closing. Tapos nagkaroon siya ng flag, ano? But the 15-minute chart, okay, seems to be moving up in my view, but I don't really do this less than a day, no? So, para sa akin, it seems to be moving up, but too early to tell on VREIT, no? But it's below the IPO price of 172, that's for sure. Next, our final stock will be BPI. Yan, meron siyang bounce, although this appears to be moving sideways, and nakikita nyo pong yung black indicator natin, yung 100-day, which is our long-term indicator, piercing through, including the medium and the short term is piercing through. So if we will go through the Darvas box, yan po yung pinaka-range of movement ni BPI. And the support is here at 90 to 91, while the resistance is here at 98 to 99, or almost 100. So just moving sideways as our indicators are piercing through. Okay, so yan po ang report sa ating stock market. June 16, 2022. Ito po si Benji Chidoro nagpapaalala, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Love your country, give our new leaders a chance, but continue to do what is good, right, and just. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagtangkilik at hanggang sa muli. Stay safe, God bless, and bye for now.